but two teams looking to stay above 500 with the Sam Houston State University Bearcats and the Houston Baptist University Huskies. Jordan Smith here welcoming you to Bernard G. Johnson Coliseum for the Southland Conference matchup here in Huntsville, Texas. Taking a look at our HEB No Player Does More Impact player. For Houston Baptist, they're going to look to sophomore outside hitter Michaela Vivens. In the last 10 matches for the Huskies, Vivens has recorded a double-double in 9 of those matches. Vivens also ranks 4th in the Southland Conference with 3.373 kills per set and 6th with 3.93 digs per set. Look for the Huskies to rely on Vivens' contributions to try and upset the Bearcats. For Sam Houston, they're going to look to senior defensive specialist and libero Addison Miller. Miller ranks 4th in the Southland Conference with 4.51 digs per set. Part of that stellar average came this past week against the University of New Orleans and Southeastern, where Miller averaged 6 digs per set in both of those 3-0 victories. Look for Miller, who was named the Southland Conference Defensive Player of the Week on Monday, to have a huge impact for the Bearcats tonight. HEB, the official grocer of the Sam Houston State Bearcats and of the Bearcat Sports Network. Tonight's starting lineups are presented by Miller Lite, the official beer of the Bearcat Sports Network. First for the Huskies, it'll be Kelly Caldwell, Cami Copeland, Morgan Duyer, Hannah Lewis, Ebony Ballesteros, it'll be Megan Patillo and Michaela Vivens as the first set gets underway with the serve. It'll be set up by the Bearcats. Here's Miller to Chauncey. And out of play, first points go to the Huskies. The starting lineups now for the Bearcats. Sam Houston State, Brianne Chauncey, Madeline Miles, Ashley Lewis, Addison Miller, Elise Smith, Kyra Honeycutt, and Catherine Krieger. Set up by Miles to Krieger as that deflects out of play. And the first set is evened up. It'll be Ashley Traylor to send it over, the senior defensive specialist. The setup for the Huskies. The point will go to the Huskies as that is a deflection. And getting the point, Michaela Vivens. I mentioned in the opener, the key player to watch for the Huskies right now has 9 double-doubles for the Huskies in their last 10 matches. Looking to do the same here tonight, although a service error will tie it up here in the first set of play. Setting it over will be Addison Miller. Set up by Duyer. To Chauncey now with the teardrop. Another teardrop. This time it will fall for the Huskies, courtesy of the outside hitter sophomore Kelly Caldwell. And the Huskies lead it now once again by 1 here in this first set of play. Hannah Lewis will send it over. That one just barely falling in play. A good job there by Ashley Lewis to try to get the point, but an even better save by the Huskies. And they now lead it by 2. The setup once again, this time will be in play. The Bearcats will claim it back to a 1-point deficit. Tries to save it, does Caldwell. They now have to send it over. Set up by Yonda. Once again, Caldwell. Set up by Miller for Rogers. Out of play, but off a deflection, so the point will go to Sam Houston State. Now they've tied it up here at 4 in the first set. Set up, and that will fall out of play. The point will go to the Huskies, courtesy of Ashton Ritchie, the junior outside hitter, transfer from SMU. And the Huskies of Houston Baptist reclaim the lead. Service error, point will go to the Bearcats. They tie it up once again. Substitution is Traylor will head to the bench. And Catherine Krieger, the freshman outside hitter, will step into the match. Service errors, that one a little too long. Point to the Huskies. Set up by Yonda. Good save there from the Bearcats, but an even better thought beforehand by Vivens. Krieger tries to get one to fall, but will go out of play. Point once again to the Huskies. They now lead by 2 here in the first set of play. Good save there. They now have to send it over. Does Caldwell. The set up, the block there by the Huskies. Point will go to Sam Houston. It sat on the top of the net. Looked like the last to touch it might have been Samantha Rogers. Now back to serve will be Sawyer Novak. Out of play, just past that back line. And the Bearcats tie it up once again, now 7 apiece. Set up by Novak. And that one looks like it bounced off the court. The block by the Huskies front line. Megan Patillo with the block on that one. They reclaim the lead. Service error, Bearcats tie it up. Here's Miles with the serve over. Vivens try to get it down. Here's Miles with it. Set up for Krieger. Good awareness once again. And that one will be just inside that outside corner, and the point will go to Houston Baptist. Here's Krieger with it. Set up by Dewar. And the point emphatically to the Bearcats, as they tie it up once again at 9 apiece here in set number 1. That one out of play, a service ace for the Bearcats. And for the first time here in this opening set, they have the lead, now 10-9. That one off a deflection, and so the Huskies will claim the point to tie it right back up. 10-all here in the opening set. The kill and the point for Sam Houston State, courtesy of Kyra Honeycutt, the sophomore middle blocker. Once again, they reclaim the lead. Here's the setup by Dewyer. And the block for the Bearcats. That's 3 straight points now. Elise Smith helping out on the block. Miller will be the one to send it over. Out of play, point to the Huskies. Bring it back to within 1 here in this opening set of play. Hannah Lewis, the senior defensive specialist in libero, will be the one to send it over. Set up by Dewyer. And a good job there by Miller to dive and save it. Set up once again. Here's Chauncey with it, the block. Now to send it over, and the Bearcats will claim the point. A lot of extra effort back and forth on both sides of the court. The Bearcats outlast in that point and now lead by 2. Set up, and that one not able to get over the net. Megan Patillo the one to try to get it over. And now a timeout will be taken by the Huskies. It'll be their first of their 2 this set. They'll take it with them. 14-11 the score here in set number 1 here on ESPN 3.
Hey Bearcats, take your membership on the go by downloading the Sam Houston State University Alumni Cat app today. Not a member yet? Join the Sam Houston Alumni Association or renew in seconds to enjoy exclusive national benefits on dining, entertainment, and much more. Now that you're in, take some time to explore your exclusive member benefits, read the latest edition of Heritage Magazine, or find an alumni event near you. Click on our travel tile to sign up and explore the globe with our traveling Bearcats, or stay connected to alumni in your area as you take your membership everywhere. Come hang out with the Alumni Association as we tailgate some of the biggest games of the year by showing your alumni member card that is now in the palm of your hand. Download the SHSU Alumni Cat app today in the iTunes or Google Play Store, or visit shsu.edu/cat app. Eat 'em up, Cats!
14-11 here in the opening set of play. You see right there the leader of that 3-point lead, head coach Brenda Gray, in her 36th year at the helm for Sam Houston State. Has spent all 36 years here in Huntsville, Texas. 707 wins in her career so far as the Bearcats get the point. Off of the quick block on that one, it looks like it was Ashley Lewis who just got a fingertip on it. Now they lead by 4, as it'll be Morgan Yonda to send it over. Service error, point goes to the Huskies. Right now the Bearcats 8-8 in the regular season, 4-0 in Southland Conference play. They sit second only to Stephen F. Austin, who currently lead the Southland with a 5-0 conference record. And the Bearcats once again coming out of the timeout, 2 straight points, and they lead by 4. Ashley Lewis sending it over once again. The point will go to Sam Houston State. Looks like they're going to call a foul on Morgan Dewyer. So the Bearcats with their biggest lead in this opening set so far at 5. Set up for Caldwell. And not able to get over. Got right to that front wall, but just fell in front of them for the Bearcats. And so Houston Baptist has their first points in quite a while. Now 17-13 here in this opening set. The setup and a good stop there by the Bearcats. Vivens the one trying to get the kill attempt. She'll do it again here. Now the setup by Yonda. Krieger off the deflection. Point goes to Sam Houston State. Just barely over the net. I'll have to send it over. Set up by Yonda. Here's Vivens with it. Krieger for the kill and the block on that front line for Megan Patillo. It's now 18-14 in the opening set. It'll be Megan Patillo, the junior middle blocker, to send it over from Bixby, Oklahoma. That one just not a good spot for the Bearcats on that one. As it goes out of play, it looks like Rogers wasn't expecting it. Stay on their side of the court. So the Huskies now with 2 straight points, and once again, Patillo will be the one to send it over. Service error, point goes to Sam Houston State. It'll be Madeline Miles to send it over for the Bearcats after that substitution. Her and Brianne Chauncey check into the match. Out of play, point to Sam Houston State, and now lead 20-15 here in the opening set. Set up for Vivens. Blocked there by the Bearcats. Front line, and the point will go to the Huskies as they try to get that kill on the second chance, and they do so. Morgan Dewyer will be the one to send it over. Set up for Miles. Or for Lewis, excuse me, set up by Miles. Here's Chauncey with it. Dewyer with the setup. Krieger, quick reaction. Chauncey gets the awareness factor. Great job there. Looks for the wide open gap and finds the bottom of the court just barely in play. Bearcats extend their lead by 5. It'll be Ashley Traylor to send it over. Set up by Dewyer. The kill, and that one falls in play. An emphatic kill for the Huskies. It'll make it 21-17 here in this opening set of play. Lewis just barely able to get it in. Ashley Lewis finds the inside part of that outside line, gets the kill, and makes it 22-17. There's Addison Miller to send it over for the Bearcats. That one just out of play. Sam Houston thought that it was in play. Referee's final decision said that it was not. Looks like they pulled over Ashley Lewis to talk about the arguing of the call. As it'll be Hannah Lewis to send it over. Once again, Chauncey able to get it to the other side. And a penalty will be assessed on the Huskies as the Sam Houston State will get the point once again. 23-18 the score. An ace for Sam Houston State. So it looked like Vivens was not able to get enough underneath that one to lift it in the air to set it up for her teammates. As Chauncey sends it over. Here's the setup for the Huskies. A good block there by Elise Smith. Set up now by Smith. Here's Miles with it. To Lewis, just out of play, point to the Huskies. Still set point here for Sam Houston State as they lead 24-19 in this opening set of play. That'll be Cammie Copeland, the senior defensive specialist, to send it over. Miles with the setup. Set up for Lewis. Now by Miles to Elise Smith. And a good dive there by Traylor. Here's Lewis with it. Vivens now to set up. And a great job there by Miller on that one, but the point does go to the Huskies as that one goes out of play. Great job on both sides on that point to keep the ball alive. Right now, still a 4-point lead for the Bearcats and still set point. Deflection set up now. Back to Lewis, not over the net. Now deficit goes down to 3. And a timeout will be taken by the Bearcats, their first of this first set. 24-21 the score here in the opening set of play. Head coach Trent Herman in his 8th year with Houston Baptist. Right now with his team 10-9 on the season, 2-2 in conference play. Trying to do something that many teams, in fact, no teams have been able to do so far this year, and that's beat the Bearcats. Right now, like I said, they sit at that 2-2 conference record. Sam Houston 4-0. Right now, the Huskies of Houston Baptist sitting 7th in the Southland Conference. Bearcats 2nd, like we said earlier, right behind Stephen F. Austin, 5-0 in conference play. Kelly Caldwell for the Huskies leading the team in kills with 3, as well as 8 digs so far in this first set of play. The next closest on either side is a 3-way tie between Morgan Yonda, Ashley Traylor, and Morgan Dewyer, as well as Michaela Vivens. So a 4-way tie with 3 digs each. As we reset, set point still It'll fall down to the court. Now all of a sudden the Huskies have rallied back. Once down by 7, now only down by 2. Send it over. There's a service error and the set victory here in set number 1 for Sam Houston State. 25-22 the score. We head to a quick break. Be right back after this on ESPN3.
As a boy, Lorenzo Baez's playground was the streets. When his grandfather suffered a heart attack, one nurse's act of kindness changed his life. Today, he is the first in his family to graduate college, and he's not done yet. He's on his way to becoming a doctor. Since 1879, we've been helping students like Lorenzo defy the odds. Sam Houston State University, a great name in education.
Back here for set number 2 of play in Huntsville, Texas. Sam Houston State with an opening set victory. 1-0 so far here in this best of 5 set match in the Southland Conference play. Jordan Smith here at Bernard G. Johnson Coliseum. As we are just about set for the start of set number 2. It'll be Morgan Dewyer to send it over for the Huskies. And it'll start just out of play. Looks like it may have just been on the outside part of that line, and so Sam Houston State will open the set with a point. Here's the setup. Vivens not able to get it to the court. Here's Lewis off the deflection and out of play. Point goes to Sam Houston State. Here's the setup, the kill, and the point off the deflection for the Huskies. That one coming courtesy of Ebony Ballesteros. Very emphatic kill at that, and that's their first point of the set. Vivens will be the one to send it over. The San Antonio product from Warren High School. Couple Bearcats dive to the court. Not able to get to it, however. And the Huskies have tied it up at 2 here in the second set of play. The setup and the kill for Ashley Lewis. Emphatic kill, regains the lead. That one will fall in play. Elise Smith getting the point on that one. A good job there. Last second, changing her mind and just going straight for the quick point. It'll be Addison Miller to send it over. Setup for the Huskies. Now the setup for Lewis. That will fall to the court. Just a soft tap over the net. And they gain their lead to 3. Here's the setup, and that one out of play. Not able to get it to fall in play. And so the point will go to Sam Houston State. And now lead by 4. Once again, Miller to send it over. A teardrop will fall to the court. Looks like once again Ballesteros with the point. Getting the kill that for Ballesteros is now her 4th in the match as she heads to the bench. The block, now the setup for Lewis. Here's the setup for Caldwell, but that will be out of play. Sam Houston State up by 4. Looks like the Bearcats were thinking that there was supposed to be a 4-person touch. The referee did not give a signal for that. That's why the Bearcats seem to have lined up. And now it looks like Ashley Lewis is going to go talk to that head referee, Joseph Gustafson. And looks like the point will stay with the Huskies. So it'll make it 7-4. Cammie Copeland will send it over for Houston Baptist. That one falls to the court. A little bit of confusion, it looked like, from a couple of Bearcats. It's now just a 2-point lead for Sam Houston State. Once again, Copeland to send it over. The setup for Lewis. Teardrop falls to the court, and Bearcats get the point. Substitution will be made. Ashley Traylor will check out of the match. Catherine Krieger will check in her place. Here's the setup. Rogers with it. Here's Caldwell, and that will be deflected out of play. So the point will go to the Huskies. Set up by Yonda. Rogers not able to keep it in play. Point goes to the Huskies. They now only trail by 1. Here's Krieger with it. The teardrop will fall to the court, and the Bearcats lead by 2. Sawyer Novak will check into the match, replacing Elise Smith on the court. She'll be the one to send it over. The block and the point, courtesy of Kyra Honeycutt. Bearcats now lead by 10 here in set, or by 3, 10-7 in set number 2. The block once again, this time for Krieger. They lead by 4. The Bearcats starting to find their groove once again here in the second set of play. Here's a setup for the Huskies. A good dive and save there by Copeland. That one will go out of play off the deflection, and Houston Baptist will get the point. set up the kill opportunity and success for Krieger. Bearcats lead by 4. Madeline Miles checks into the contest, as well as Brianne Chauncey. Good save there, already on the ground by Miles. That one will fall in play, and the point will go to Sam Houston State. And now a timeout will be taken by the Huskies, their first of this second set of play. 13-8 is the score. Bearcats lead. We'll be back after this here on ESPN3.
I enjoy seeing the kids, regardless of their age, see the light bulb go on and they have that aha moment. In 1997, I started Tomorrow's Promise, the Montessori School of Huntsville, with 3 students. The Small Business Development Center helped me with classes on how to open a business.
We also helped Kay market through social media, website analysis, and develop funding opportunities.
We have grown to 38 teachers and over 220 students.
Back here in Huntsville, Texas, 13-8 the score. Bearcats lead coming out of the timeout. Here in the second set of play. A block by that front line for Sam Houston State, the setup for Krieger. And now the setup for Vivens, a good stop there and a good save by Lewis. Back and forth here in this point, off the deflection, the point goes to the Huskies. It's a 4-point lead for Sam Houston over Houston Baptist here in the second set. Sam Houston State leads 1-0, an overall set victory so far in this match. Kill opportunity is saved by Lewis. And now the point will go, looks like to Houston Baptist. Looks like they're going to call a penalty, I believe, on Miles. So now it's back to a 3-point contest. Morgan Dewyer, the one to send it over. Gibbons with that good save, still in play. Looked like a double touch at first, but no matter as it fell to the court. Bearcats lead once again by 4. Here's a setup for Vivens. That one deflected out of play. Point goes to Houston Baptist. Michaela Vivens will be the one to send it over. We mentioned it at the top of the broadcast. Vivens ranked 4th coming into this match in the Southland Conference with an average of 3.373 kills per set and 3.93 digs per set, good for 6 in the conference. So far, she's done a great job getting those numbers here tonight. Setup that will fall to the court. The point will go to the Huskies. Looked like that time courtesy of Ashton Ritchie. It's now a 2-point match here in the second set of play. Vivens with 3 kills so far in the match and 9 digs already. The kill opportunity, they're going to give the point to the Huskies. Sam Houston wanted a deflection, and now timeout will be taken by Sam Houston. 14-13 the score. We'll keep it here in Huntsville. Taking a look at some of the numbers for Houston Baptist so far. Their conference record, like we mentioned, 2-2, with both wins coming against Central Arkansas and New Orleans. In Central Arkansas, a 3-1 set victory. And against New Orleans, just a few days ago, 5 days ago, in fact, on the 5th, last Saturday, a 3-0 series sweep, or set sweep, excuse me, against New Orleans. Their two losses at Northwestern State and against Nicholls State at home. Both of those a 3-1 set loss. And that is the Southland Conference outlook so far for Houston Baptist. Right now in their 5th Southland matchup, as well as Sam Houston State, who has only given up 3 set victories so far in the conference season. Both of those coming on the road at Northwestern State in a 3-1 set victory and a 3-2 set victory at Central Arkansas. Those the last 2 matches in the month of September. Here's the setup. Out of play. Here's the save. Looks like some of the coaching staff for the Huskies wanted a penalty called. And looked like, I believe the point went to the Bearcats, and they will lead by 2 now here in the match. And it looked like Trent Herman, the head coach for the Huskies, wanted a call made. Now the head ref talking to one of the players in Dewyer, who will relay the message to the head coach.
Next serve for Sam Houston, number 11, Addison Miller.
So Addison Miller will be the one to send it over. Here's Vibbins with it, out of play. Point goes to Sam Houston State. Once again, Miller will be the one to send it over. Here's the setup by Dewyer. Send over by Lewis. Set up by Hannah Lewis. The block and the point for the Bearcats. Looks like Brienne Chauncey got a hand on that one, just barely, and so they extend their lead to 4 once again. The set up the block by the Bearcats. Here's Vibbins with it, and a good save there by Miles, but it will not get over the net. The point will go to Houston Baptist as they bring it back to within 3. Hannah Lewis will be the one to send it over for the Huskies. The block by that front line. Once again doing it. Looked like Patillo. Again doing it, 3 straight opportunities getting the block. Doing a great job on that front line is Patillo. A very close one, but that one did not hit the court. This time it did. It'll be the Huskies getting the point. Once again, bringing it back to within 2. Here's Lewis with it. A good save by Hannah Lewis. Set up by Miles. Here's Chauncey. Set up by Dewyer. Once again, set up for Elise Smith. A good diving save there by Madeline Miles. Good job back and forth by both of these sides. The setup for Vivens. Good job there by Madeline Miles as Miller redirects. Trailer sends it over. Off the deflection. And after what's the longest point so far in the match, the Huskies get it and make it 17-16. Set up for Chauncey, and the block by the Huskies ties it up. Megan Patillo and Kelly Caldwell on that front line. It's all tied up here at 17. A service error. Make it 18-17. As Sam Houston will reclaim the lead. Set up by Yonda. Now set up by Dewyer. In play, point Huskies tied up once again. Substitution will be made as Cammie Copeland will check into the match and be the one to serve, as Ashton Ritchie be the one to head to the bench. That one deflected, will fall out of play. Point will go to Sam Houston State. They retake the lead once again. Heading into the second set, there was 8 ties in the first set of play. Only 1 lead change. We've already had about 3 or 4 lead changes and ties so far here in this set, as the service ace will go to Sam Houston State. Timeout will be taken by Houston Baptist. It'll be their second of the set. Taking a look at some of the numbers so far. Ashley Lewis leads everybody on the court with 9 kills for the Bearcats. The next closest, Catherine Krieger with 4. Samantha Rogers and Kyra Honeycutt with 3 kills. Take a look at the other side. Houston Baptist, 6 kills for Kelly Caldwell. Ashton Ritchie with 5. Ebony Ballesteros, Michaela Vivens with 4 each. You take a look at the digs, and Michaela Vivens with 14 digs so far here in this match. Right now, averaging 7 digs a set. That is way more. That's actually just about double what she averages per set in conference standings heading into this match. Like we mentioned, ranked 6th with 3.93 digs a set. Right now, she's averaging 7 digs this per set. As we sit here in the second set of play, a 1-0 lead for Sam Houston State. And a 2-point lead for the Bearcats. This one sent over to restart out of the timeout. The teardrop will not fall. Here's Vivens with it, not able to get it over the net, as that is a point for the Bearcats to extend their lead to 3. Serve over by Ashley Lewis. That one falls in play. Point goes to the Huskies. Set up for Krieger, and that one just out of play. And the point will go to the Huskies. They brought it back to within one. Caldwell sends it over. The setup for Rogers. And that one off a deflection. Point goes to the Bearcats. Honeycutt checks into the match and replaces Addison Miller. As Elise Smith will send it over. A block and a deflection out of play. We'll bring it back to within one, 22-21. The Huskies trying to keep it close here in set number 2. That one will fall in play, and the Huskies have tied it up. At 1 point down by 5 here in this set. Now tied it up at 22 apiece. Here's Krieger with it. A deflection, and that one out of play, and the Huskies take the lead. A timeout will be taken by Sam Houston State. A lead 23-22 for the Huskies over the Bearcats. Here in this second set of play, we'll take a look at the upcoming schedule. For the Huskies, they will head to McNeese on Saturday and then face Incarnate Word on October 17th. Take a look at Sam Houston's schedule, where they see Lamar on Saturday here in Huntsville, with Texas A&M Corpus Christi and Incarnate Word on the road to follow on the 17th and 19th. And then back here to Huntsville with McNeese and Nichols. That McNeese broadcast you can see on ESPN Plus on October 24th. A 1 point lead for the Huskies, heading out of the timeout here in this second set of play. It looks like it'll be Megan Patillo to send it over out of the timeout. The setup for Krieger. Vivens trying to get it over, and now the setup once again, this time for Rogers. Does not get over the net, and the Bearcats have tied it up.
Coming in to serve for St. Houston, number 7, Madeline Miles.
There's Miles with it. Set up in a little bit of a miscue there, a little bit of a miscommunication by the Huskies. And the Bearcats reclaim the lead, now a set point. A block opportunity, that will be called. It looks like a point for the Bearcats, a penalty by Houston Baptist. That is a second set victory, 25-23. We will take a quick break and be right back after this here on ESPN3.
The proud son of hardworking immigrant parents, Eric Rodas chose to serve his country. A father, a soldier, and now a college graduate. He proved that circumstances have nothing to do with your outcome. Since 1879, we've been helping students like Eric determine their future. Sam Houston State University, a great name in education.
Hawaiian night here in Huntsville, Texas. The festivities here on the court for the Sam Houston students. Right now, a 2-0 set lead here in the match so far in Huntsville, Texas for the Bearcats. Take a look at some of the stats here. So far, 28 kills total for the Huskies to the 24 for the Bearcats. As well as the service aces, 3 for the Bearcats, none for the Huskies. 6 blocks for the Huskies, 5 for the Bearcats. A pretty even match so far, but Sam Houston just barely escaping both sets, 25-22 and 25-23. Taking a look at the Houston Baptist upcoming schedule, they will head to McNeese on Saturday and then to Incarnate Word on the 17th before heading back to Houston Baptist for 3 straight against Texas A&M Corpus Christi on the 19th, Southeastern Louisiana on the 24th, and against Lamar on the 26th. And take a look at the Bearcats' schedule. They will be at home once again this Saturday against Lamar. Head for 2 on the road against Texas A&M Corpus Christi and Incarnate Word. And then 2 at home against McNeese and Nichols to round out their upcoming schedule. We'll take another break. We'll be right back for set number 3 right after this here on ESPN 3.
Three, two, one.
Back here in Huntsville, Texas for the start of set number 3. Sam Houston State with a 2-0 set lead. They're looking to close it out here in this third set of play as they get the final substitutions going. It'll be Madeline Miles to send it over to start set number 3. Here in the Southland Conference matchup. Set up for Vivens. Now the setup by Miles. The block and the point for the Huskies. They started off strong. Morgan Dewyer to send it over, a service ace for the Huskies. They extend their lead 2-0 here to start set number 3. There's a setup for Krieger. The block out of play in the first point of the set for the Bearcats. Ashley Traylor will check into the match and replace Catherine Krieger, as Traylor will be the one to serve. A point to Sam Houston State as they call a penalty on the Huskies, and this match is all tied up. A service ace for the Bearcats. And they now have the lead 3-2. It looks like Hannah Lewis was not able to get the ball to elevate to set up for her teammates. Now she'll set up for Vivens. Sam Houston able to save it somehow. Here's Chauncey with it. That will fall to the court off the deflection. And they now lead by 2. Looks like once again Trent Herman was wanting a lift call. The call will not be made. There's been a couple of arguments from the coaching staff on both sides so far here in this match as that one goes out of play. And the Bearcats all of a sudden rattle off 5 straight points to lead it by 3. Set up by Lewis. The kill opportunity will be in play. Ashton Ritchie makes it a 2-point set here in set number 3. The point will go to the Huskies off the deflection. Miles tried to save it. Not able to do so. Now Vivens will be the one to send it over. Now only trailing by 1. Set up by Chauncey, or for Chauncey, and the point will go to the Bearcats. Set up by Miles on that one. As Elise Smith will check into the contest to replace Cairo Honeycutt. Addison Miller sends it over. Here's the setup once again, and that will fall in play. We'll make it a 1-point contest. 6-5 now in set number 3. Send over by Hannah Lewis. The setup will fall out of play, and the point will go to Sam Houston State. Morgan Yonda will be the one to serve for the Bearcats. As they lead 7-5 here in set number 3. The setup for Vivens. And the setup for Rogers. That one will fall and the point will go to the Bearcats. Set up, and that one will go to the Huskies. The kill once again from Ashton Ritchie. It's now 8-6 here in set number 3. Ritchie now leads the Huskies with 8 kills in this match so far, just passing Kelly Caldwell of 7. That one will be just out of play, says the line judge. So the point will go to Sam Houston State as they regain that 3-point lead. Ashley Lewis will be the one to send it over. The set up for Vivens. And the set up by Yonda. And that one will be a point for the Bearcats off a deflection. And so Sam Houston State now extending their lead by 4. Here's a setup by Dewyer. And that one just out of play. Point will go to the Huskies. 10-7 the score here in set number 3. It'll be Kelly Caldwell to send it over. The Friendswood High School product, the sophomore outside hitter. And the block and the point for the Huskies. They bring it back to just a couple. Once again, Caldwell with it to send it over. Here's Krieger with it. Now the setup for Vivens. The block, and it will fall to the court. The point will go to the Bearcats.
Coming in to serve for Sam Houston, Sawyer Novak.
Sawyer Novak will check into the match and be the one to serve. Set up by Yonda. Here's Krieger. Set up by Dewyer. Here's Vivens. And that one will fall in play. Point will go to Houston Baptist.
Next serve for Huskies number 13, Megan Patillo.
Megan Patillo, the one to send it over. 11-9 the score here in set number 3. And that one will be a point for the Huskies as that hits the pole. Rogers had a good shot on it. Just not the right angle as it hit the pole when she hit it. So now the Huskies have brought it back to just within one. The setup for Krieger. Miller with the setup for Rogers. And a good save there by Copeland. Here's Krieger with it, the teardrop. Stays afloat. Rogers with it now, deflection. Good diving save by Krieger. Here's Vivens once again, and that will finally fall. The point will go to the Huskies. And all of a sudden, they've tied it up here in set number 3. The service ace, and the Huskies have the lead now, 12-11 in set number 3. The first time they've led this set since starting out 2-0 before the Bearcats rattled out 5 straight. And speaking of which, the Bearcats will tie it right back up with that kill opportunity. Make it 12-all here in set number 3. Off the kill from Catherine Krieger. Miles will send it over. Here's Krieger once again. A good save there by Lewis. Another good save by Miller as that one is saved by Miles, but the point will go to Houston Baptist. Now a substitution will be made. Copeland will check out of the match, and replacing her will be Ashton Ritchie. Leads the team, like we mentioned earlier, in kills with 8. Right now they lead by 1. Scratch that, they're now tied off the service error.
Coming in to serve for Sam Houston, number 2, Ashley Traylor.
Ashley Traylor will replace Catherine Krieger. Traylor will be the one to serve it over. Setup. Miller with it. Now the setup by Miles. That one out of play. Point goes to Sam Houston State. Here's the setup by Dewyer for Vivens. The block and the point for the Bearcats. Looks like Kyra Honeycutt. Brianne Chauncey on the block. They now lead by 2. A block, and that will fall in play for Ashley Lewis. Bearcats lead by 3, a timeout taken by the Huskies. That'll be their first of this set. We'll take a quick break and be right back after this here on ESPN 3. 16-13 the score here in set number 3. Coming out of the timeout taken by Houston Baptist. Sam Houston leads the match overall, 2-0 victory so far. It'll be Ashley Traylor to take the serve heading out of the timeout. There's a setup by Miller to Lewis, out of play. Point goes to the Huskies. It's a 2-point lead for the Bearcats here in this set. Vivens looked like she was ready to go before the ref was. Here's Miles with it to Lewis. The kill saved by Vivens. The setup for her now. Out of play, point goes to Sam Houston State.
Back serve Sam Houston, number 11, Addison Miller.
It'll be Addison Miller to send it over. Like we mentioned, Addison Miller named the Southland Conference Defensive Player of the Week Monday for her great performances last week. And a penalty will be called on the Bearcats. Point will go to Houston Baptist. 17-15 now, 2-point lead for Sam Houston State. As it'll be Hannah Lewis to send it over. Here's the setup now by Dewyer. Chauncey brings it back for Traylor. That skims over the top of the net. And that will fall just behind, or just in front of that back line. And it's now a 1-point set here. Once again, the Huskies have been able to do that in each of the 3 sets so far. Been able to bring it back after being down by about 4 points, being able to bring it back to within 1. Most of the time tying it up, sometimes taking the lead. Here's Ashley Lewis. Out of play, into the stands, in a tied match. And a timeout will be taken by Sam Houston. It'll be their first of 2. We will keep it here for you in Huntsville, Texas. Taking a look at some of the stats so far. Each team now with a player in double digits for kills. Ashley Lewis and Kelly Caldwell, each with 10 so far. Ashton Ritchie for the Huskies with 8. And Michaela Vivens with 7. She also has 7 errors, which leads her team for the most so far in this match. Ashley Lewis with 5 errors and 10 kills. Madeline Miles, though, with 10 digs. Addison Miller with 20. So far, those two have been leading the charge. An account for 30 of the 58 digs so far for Sam Houston, compared to the 3 players for Houston Baptist in double digits. Caldwell with 12, Vivens with 17, and Hannah Lewis with 12. They account for most of the 64 team digs for Houston Baptist. Timeout over, each team's tied at 17 here in set number 3. Each team now with 1 timeout. We'll have to go here in set number 3, as it'll be Hannah Lewis to send it over to restart play. A setup for Vivens. Trailer tries to teardrop it. Now the setup by Miller for Lewis, and that will fall to the court floor. The Bearcats will retake the lead. Morgan Yonda will be the one to send it over as she checks into the match. As well as Samantha Rogers. They both replace Brienne Chauncey and Madeline Miles. That one will fall just in play, and the Huskies have tied it up. Cami Copeland sends it over. Service error. Bearcats retake the lead. Trailer will be subbed out. Replacing her will be the freshman outside hitter, Catherine Krieger, who's impressed so far to start the season. Right now tonight, 6 kills with 4 errors, a dig, and a block is her stat line so far tonight for the Bearcats. The setup and the block, that will be a block for Rogers. Ties it up at 19. The setup for Krieger. Now the setup for Vivens, a good job there. Being in the right place by Miller. Here's Lewis. Set up for Vivens again. Now Yonda to Krieger. Deflection out of play. Bearcats reclaim the lead. Elise Smith sends it over for Sam Houston State. The setup and the kill for the Huskies. They tie it up at 20. That one courtesy of Ebony Ballesteros. Back and forth this set. Been the closest set so far in the match. Good job on the block by the Huskies. Deflection, and Houston Baptist retakes the lead. The send over, set up by Yonda. Krieger blocked, and the point goes to the Huskies. Timeout will be taken by the Bearcats. That'll be their second and final of the set. 22-20 the score. Here in this third set of play, Sam Houston State leads 2-0 so far in this match. Take a refresher at the stats here. Lewis and Caldwell once again still leading each team in kills, each with 11. Taking a look at Sam Houston State's schedule so far in conference, like we mentioned earlier, they are 4-0 in conference with a 3-1 and a 3-2 victory. The 3-1 against Northwestern State, 3-2 against Central Arkansas, both of those on the road. And every match so far in the month of October, they've been home. And both matches to start out the month of October have been 3-0 set victories. The first against New Orleans and the second against Southeastern Louisiana. Houston Baptist, they're looking to be another victory at home and continue their undefeated ways in conference play as they trail Stephen F. Austin by 1 win, who sits in first at 5-0. Here's Rogers with it. The setup now by Dewyer. That one falls in play, point for the Huskies. And a yellow card has been given. It looks like to Ashley Lewis. Right now the Huskies lead by 3. Here's a setup for Krieger. Now Yondo with it. Here's Vivens. And that one out of play, point to the Bearcats. Bring it back to within 2.
Coming in to serve for St. Houston, number 7, Madeline Miles.
It'll be Madeline Miles. Checks into the match to send it over for Sam Houston State. Here's Vivens with it, the block. Out of play, and the Bearcats bring it back to within 1. A timeout will be taken by the Huskies. A 23-22 lead for Houston Baptist. They led by as much as 4 at one point, now only leading by 1. For the Bearcats, they've had 2 straight 3-0 set victories, like we mentioned, against New Orleans and Southeastern Louisiana. Right now they trail by 1, but they lead the match 2-0. They are looking potentially for that next 3-0 set victory. If they can get it tonight, they will head into Saturday against Lamar with 3 straight matches without allowing a set victory to their opponent. Last time they did that was against Central Arkansas back on September 28th. That a 3-2 set victory in Central Arkansas. Their second Southland Conference victory on the season. So far at home, the Bearcats are 3-2, with the only 2 losses coming back in the Bearcat Invitational on August 31st against Louisiana Tech and Oral Roberts. Those a 3-2 set loss and a 3-1 set loss. Madeline Miles will get things started out of the timeout. The setup, the block, the point, and the Bearcats tie it up. They've charged back down from losing by 3. They've now tied it up at 23. Once again, Miles will send it over. Here's Vivens. A good save there, but will go out of play. Off the hands of Lewis. And so now a set point for Houston Baptist. Remember, they have to win by 2. Send over, set up by Miller. Here's Krieger with it. Still alive. Miller with the save. The setup for Lewis. And that one will fall to the court floor. And the Huskies will take set number 3. We head to set number 4. 25-23, back after this here on ESPN 3.
Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home was established in September of 2003. Our partnership with the Small Business Development Center is just like our partnership with other vendors in our community.
We developed a marketing plan, a strategic analysis, as well as social media presence.
If you let them, they can take your dream, put it to paper. That's the way we got started, and 13 years later, we're very happy to be a part of this community.
We head to set number 4 for the Huskies claim a victory in set number 3, but the Bearcats, as Sam Houston State lead it 2-1 here in the match. Jordan Smith here from Bernard G. Johnson Coliseum. We're bringing the Southland Conference matchup. Sam Houston State looking to keep their winning ways alive. With a 4-0 conference record, one of only 2 teams in the conference with an undefeated record. The only other one is the conference leader in Stephen F. Austin at 5-0. A good job there by Chauncey to make sure that she didn't reach over the net. Be able to get the point for the Bearcats to start out this 4th set of play. The Ashley Trailer to send it over. And a point for the Bearcats once again. A 2-0 lead to start for Sam Houston State. Just barely over the net. A service ace. Bearcats lead 3-0. To redirect and now send it over to the Huskies to set up for Miles. A good diving stop there and saved by Caldwell. Here's Vivens. Chauncey for the setup and the kill. The Bearcats lead 4-0. Set up for the Huskies, and a penalty will be called on Sam Houston State. And it looked like they're going to call a penalty on Ashley Lewis, so the point will go to the Huskies. It'll be their first point of the set. The kill opportunity, a good stop there. And the point will go to the Bearcats. Brianne Chauncey, the last one to touch it. It'll be 5-1 now here in set number 4. It'll be Miller to send it over for Sam Houston State with this 4-point lead here in the 4th set. The kill opportunity has been seized for the Huskies. Now 5-2 here in the set, courtesy of Kelly Caldwell, who now has 13 kills on the night. The teardrop attempt, now the setup by Miller. Here's Lewis. Good save by Vivens. And that will fall just in play. Point will go to Houston Baptist. Hannah Lewis to send it over for the Huskies. Here's Lewis with the teardrop. Vivens, good save by Miller. Set up for Lewis. Miles with the setup for Chauncey. Off the deflection, looked like it came off of Brianne Chauncey's hands. It'll make it a 1-point scoreline here in the 4th set now, 5-4. Set up for Lewis. The block, it'll be out of play. Point to Sam Houston State. Now Morgan Yonda. Samantha Rogers will check into the match to replace Brianne Chauncey and Madeline Miles. The service ace for the Bearcats by Yonda. Extend their lead to 3. And a point for Houston Baptist as they were not able to get it over to a 7-5 lead. And a point will go to the Bearcats, courtesy the Huskies not being able to get it over the net. It's an 8-5 lead. Sending it over will be Ashley Lewis. The kill opportunity and the point for the Bearcats. Extend their lead by 4. There's the setup, the block. And that one will fall to the court. The Huskies will get the point. Bring it back to within 3. The kill opportunity will be out of play, where the point will go to the Bearcats courtesy of the deflection. 10-6 the score now. Sawyer Novak will check into the match. Send it over for the Bearcats. Novak has to send it over. The block by Krieger, and they extend their lead. A timeout will be taken by the Huskies, their first of the set. 11-6 the score. Sam Houston leading here in this 4th set of play. Take a look at the stats here once again. Service aces 6 for the Bearcats to the 3 of the Huskies. As well as the 9 service errors for the Huskies. The 2 for the Bearcats. As you see Sammy the Bearcat making his way on the dance floor. As the teams will head out of the timeout. Both teams now out of the timeout, 11-6. Bearcats lead here in set number 4. Bearcats also lead in the match overall, 2-1 victory so far. The block and the point for the Bearcats, as they now lead by 6. Here in the 4th set, their largest lead of the set so far. That one will fall to the court, and a kill for the Huskies. That one will be a point to the Bearcats as that one goes out of play. It'll be Madeline Miles to serve with a 6-point lead here in set number 4. That one in play, just on the inside part of that outside line. And the Huskies bring it back to within 5. A good job there by Miller. Sends it over, does Miles. Now the setup by Madeline Miles. Blocked by the Huskies. They'll try it again. A good reach out and save. Now here's Krieger, the block and the point for the Huskies. Here's Miles. Set up from Chauncey, the block by the Huskies. Looks like Vivens was on the block as well as Leon, or excuse me, Ballesteros. Tried again, now the setup for the Huskies. Kept it off the court, and that will fall. Point to the Huskies. A timeout will be taken by Sam Houston State. That'll be their second timeout of the set. We'll keep it here. 13-10 the score. The Bearcats lead by 3 and lead 2 sets to 1 overall in the match. Like we mentioned earlier, the upcoming schedule for the Bearcats. They will face Lamar here at home on Saturday, then head onto the road for 2 matches against A&M Corpus Christi and Incarnate Word, those on the 17th and 19th. And they head back here to Huntsville, Texas for 2 more at home against McNeese and Nichols. That on the 24th and 26th. The McNeese match you can find on ESPN+. For HBU, they continue their road ways as they head to McNeese on Saturday, Incarnate Word on the 17th, and then head back to Houston for 3 straight at home against A&M Corpus Christi, Southeastern Louisiana, and Lamar, and that's all straight going from the 19th to the 26th. This one sent over by Dewyer out of the timeout. Blocked looked like by Vivens. Krieger with the opportunity, and that will be in play. And they're going to say off a deflection from Houston Baptist, so the point will go to Sam Houston State. Ashley Traylor will be the one to send it over as the Bearcats lead by 4. Good job there by Miles to be in the right place at the right time. The block out of play, point Sam Houston State. Here's Traylor once again. Caldwell will send it over to Vivens. Miles with the setup. Here's Lewis. Vivens the block and the point for the Bearcats. The block coming from Kyra Honeycutt. And now once again have a 6-point lead. The kill attempt saved on the dive by Addison Miller. Here's the try once again from Vivens. This time it'll hit the court, and the point will go to HBU.
Back serve for Huskies, number 16, Michaela Vivens.
Set up by Miles. Chauncey will get that one to fall in. 17-11 the score here in set number 4, as Elise Smith will check into the match and replace Kyra Honeycutt. Set up by Miles. Here's Chauncey with it. Set up by Lewis. Here's Miller. Miles able to get it over just barely. Bearcats are able to salvage that one, and now the Huskies will get the point as that hits the court floor. 17-12 the score. Bearcats lead, but now by 5. Here's the setup by Lewis out off the deflection, and the point to the Bearcats. As Rogers and Yonda will head into the match to replace Madeline Miles and Brianne Chauncey for Sam Houston State. It'll be Yonda to send it over. And they're going to call a deflection, so that will be a point to Houston Baptist. Once again, a 5-point lead. It'll be Copeland to send it over for the Huskies. And point will go to the Huskies once again, as that is out of play. Now a 4-point lead for Sam Houston State. Service error on Houston Baptist. The point will go to the Bearcats. Ashley Traylor will head to the bench, replacing her, Catherine Krieger. And Ashley Lewis will be the one to send it over. A 5-point lead for the Bearcats, 19-14, here in set number 4. That one going the opposite direction, as that will go out of play off the deflection, and the Huskies will get the point and trying to keep it close. A 4-point separation between these two sides. It'll be Caldwell to send it over. That one in play, point to the Huskies. They bring it back to within 3. The block by Rogers ends the run for the Huskies, and it brings it back to a 4-point lead. Honeycutt back into the match to replace Addison Miller. It'll be Elise Smith to send it over. The block kept off the court. Here's Krieger for the kill attempt. That one not able to get over, and a point goes to the Huskies. Miller back into the match. She replaces Elise Smith. Here's Krieger with it. Not able to get it over the net. That's 2 straight points now for the Huskies. A timeout will be taken by Sam Houston State. It'll be their second and final of this 4th set. We'll take a quick break and be right back after this. 20-18 the score here on ESPN 3. 20-18 the score here in set number 4. The Bearcats lead it by 2. Coming out of the timeout, taking their second and final timeout of this 4th set. So the Huskies will send it over to restart play. The setup for Krieger. Deflection point to Sam Houston State. Chauncey and Miles will check back into the match to replace Morgan Yonda and Samantha Rogers. That one out of play. Point goes to Sam Houston State. They now lead by 4. The setup for Miles. The block once again from Miles. Here's Lewis. Set up from Dewyer. And the point to the Huskies. Ashton Ritchie will check back into the match to replace Cammie Copeland. Serving it over will be Morgan Dewyer. Deflection out of play, point to Houston Baptist. The setup for Krieger, the teardrop, and that one will be saved. Sending it over is Caldwell. The block and the point for the Huskies. They bring it back to within 1. Good job there by Miller to be in the right spot. Here's Krieger. And that one in play, and the Huskies have tied it up after being down by 4. Dewyer sends it over. Miles with the setup. Chauncey with the teardrop. The block, and that will fall to the court, and the Huskies have the lead. Here's Krieger. That one will fall out of play. Point to the Huskies. And now set point here in set number 4. The point will go to the Huskies. Looks like a penalty will be called. We head to set number 5. 25-22 the score. We'll take a quick break and be right back after this on ESPN 3. Heading to set number 5 here in Huntsville, Texas. After starting the match with a 2-0 lead for Sam Houston State, the Huskies have fought off 2 close battles in the 3rd and 4th sets. And they have tied up the match. The scoreline 25-22, 25-23. The 2-set victories for Sam Houston State. And then 25-23, 25-22 as the two set victories in set 3 and 4 for Houston Baptist University. So that's how we end up here in set number 5. A little bit different. You don't go to full 25 points. It's the first of 15. You still have to win by 2. And at the halfway point, once somebody gets to 8 points, they switch sides of the court. So a little bit quicker of a set here in set number 5. Last time Sam Houston State won 5 sets was a 3-2 victory in Central Arkansas on September 28th. Last time Houston Baptist was in a 5-set match was the last non-conference matchup, that against the University of Texas at Rio Grande Valley. On September 21st, that was a 3-2 victory for the Huskies of Houston Baptist University. Both teams have made their way out onto the court for set number 5. And looks like it'll be Madeline Miles to send it over the net to get things started here in set number 5. That one almost a service ace. It'll end up going out of play, so a point to the Bearcats to start set number 5. Try to get the block, did Honeycutt. Try to send it over when they weren't expecting it. And now the match tied at 1 apiece. Set up for Miles. Here's Chauncey with it. Good spot there by Dewyer. Off the deflection, so the Bearcats have to save it. Dewyer right here. The setup. Falls to the court. And the Huskies have taken the lead here in set number 5, 2-1. It's a setup by Hannah Lewis. Krieger with the kill and the good stop there by Dewyer. Here's Honeycutt. And the points to the Bearcats. It ties up the set here at 2 apiece. Set up the point for Vivens. Here's Chauncey with it, and the kill for the Bearcats. They take the lead. The block from the Huskies to tie it up once again. Ebony Ballesteros and Michaela Vivens, they're on the block. Tied up at 3. Here's Vivens to send it over. Lewis set up now. And that one, point to the Huskies. We're going to say that one was in play. So the Huskies retake the lead. Chauncey with the kill attempt. Now the setup. That one out of play. Point to the Bearcats, ties it up at 4.
Back serve, Sam Houston, number 11, Addison Miller.
There's a setup. And that one will be deflected off of the Bearcats. The Huskies will get the point and retake the lead.
Back serve, Huskies, number 16, Lewis.
The setup. That one will fall to the court floor, and the Huskies will take a 2-point lead. That one will fall to the court floor, and the Bearcats will reclaim a point as they make a couple substitutions. Chauncey and Miles will head to the bench. Yonda and Rogers into the match. It'll be Yonda to send it over. Miller with the setup. Lewis now. They'll fall to the court floor, and the Bearcats have tied it up. Yonda sends it over once again. A setup. Good stop by Trailer. Rogers falls to the court floor, and the Bearcats have retaken the lead. Once again, it'll be Yonda to send it over. That one will fall to the court floor, and the Huskies will tie it up. It'll be Cammy Copeland. Send it over for the Huskies. 7-7 here in set number 5. And that one out of play. 8-7 as his teams will switch sides here in set number 5. Remember, it's a first to 15 win by 2 scenario here in set number 5. Looks like there will be a substitution upcoming for the Bearcats as Ashley Traylor will head to the bench. And Catherine Krieger will head into the match. Ashley Lewis will send it over off of the switch of the sides. Good job by Smith on the awareness, and then Krieger does the same and gets the point to extend their lead to 2. A timeout will be taken by Houston Baptist, their first of 2. We'll keep it here, 9-7 the score here in the 5th set of play, with the Bearcats leading it. Like I said, they're trying to look for a 5-0 conference record. Right now, 4-0 with 2 straight 3-0 set victory, both at home here in the month of October. Right now, the Huskies are making it a close match. They're trying to get to above 500 in the conference standings, 2-2 in the Southland, sitting at 7th place currently. They're tied with Abilene Christian and Nichols in a tied for 6th situation, but Houston Baptist sitting 7th with that 10-9 overall record. Bearcats 8-8 on the season, 4-0 in Southland Conference play. Both these teams looking to stay at least 500, if not above it, in both regular season and conference record. It'll be Ashley Lewis to send it over the net out of the timeout. A service ace for the Bearcats. They extend their lead to 3. Here's the setup for the Huskies. The block by Smith, but the ball's still in play. Set up for Krieger. Deflection out of play. Bearcats now lead by 4. Here's the setup. The block will fall to the court, and the Huskies will get the point to bring it back to within 3. The setup, Krieger, the block out of play, point to the Bearcats. 12-8 lead for Sam Houston State as Sawyer Novak will send it over for Sam Houston State. Yonda with the setup for Lewis. Vivens will not be able to keep it inbounds. The point will go to Sam Houston State as a timeout is taken by Houston Baptist. We'll take a quick break. 13-8 the score. Be right back after this here on ESPN 3. Here's Novak to start things off. Somehow the ball's still off the court. The Huskies are able to save it. Here's Vivens with it. The block by the Bearcats still off the court, still in play. Krieger trying to get the kill, but the save once again by the Huskies. Here's Rogers with it. The setup. Yonda with the setup now. Here's Krieger again. Out of play, and the Bearcats now have match point. Novak will hit it into the net for a service error. 14-9 the score. Still match point for the Bearcats. Megan Patillo will be the one to send it over. That one he's saved. About to send it over. Will get over. The setup, Krieger. Here's Vivens with it, the block. That'll fall to the court, make it a 14-10 match. Here's Krieger with it. Lewis will have to send it over. Reflection, now the setup. The quick change of direction kept off the court. Here's Vivens. The setup, here's Krieger. Vivens now off the block. That'll fall to the court floor, and now they brought it back to within 3. And a timeout will be taken by Sam Houston State, their first of their second of their 2 timeouts here in the final set of play. 14-11 the score here in set number 5. I mentioned the upcoming schedule for Sam Houston. The upcoming schedule for Houston Baptist. For Sam Houston, like we mentioned, they will be here against Lamar on Saturday for an 11 a.m. first serve. 2 matches on the road, A&M Corpus Christi and an Incarnate Word. And then back here in Huntsville against McNeese and Nichols before heading out for a Halloween matchup for Piney Woods Volleyball Edition on Halloween night against Stephen F. Austin. And that is the rest of October for the Bearcats. Megan Patilla will be the one to send it over. Still match point for the Bearcats as they lead by 3. The setup, Krieger blocked, in play, and Houston Baptist will get the point to bring it to within 2. Scored at least 3 in a row, have the Huskies. And they will now make it 4 as they bring it back to within 1. 14-13 now. They've brought it all the way back to within 1. Once again, Patillo to send it over. Here's the setup. Lewis. There's the kill, and the Bearcats get the victory. They stay undefeated. They head to 5-0 in conference play to start their conference schedule. A final scoreline 25-22, 25-23, 25-23, 25-22, and 15-13. Bearcats get the victory over the Huskies. Here in this one, 3-2 victory. I want to thank everybody for tuning into this broadcast. I'm Jordan Smith saying so long from Huntsville, where the final score once again, SHSU 3-2 victory here tonight in this one. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN for everybody here. Our entire cast and crew, producer Brianna Paget, saying good evening, good night, and have a great rest of your Thursday night.